This NFL DFS Picks Week 8 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $100 at WynnBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Use the promo code NFCBeast for 15% off. Active until the Eagles or Giants lose their next game. And make sure to enter our World Series prop contest. Winner gets $200 cash and a $200 SGPN gift card. Enter today exclusively on the SGPN app. Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. I feel like you got some midday energy, maybe. Is it early morning energy? You got the coffee.
Got the
caffeine going.
Part one of double sessions. Yeah, we're doing DFS podcast, and we got a bonus World Series preview with my Phils, Ryan. We're dancing on our own. Ring the bell. Schwar bombs. Schwartober. Red October. Grease the polls.
Okay.
All the catchphrases.
Oh my goodness. Disgusting.
Let's go.
You and your polls.
Yes. Me and my polls. Hey, we took a poll. What is the best online sportsbook? All the results came back. WynnBet. That's right. Bet big. Win bigger with WynnBet. All you got to do is go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet so they know we sent you. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Bet $100, get a $100 free bet. Of course, you can win massively with their same game parlay, aka the Win Build Your Own Bet. Oh, look at it, hammering away, finding the best odds. And again, if you hit on the longest parlay on WynnBet, you will also get a bonus $1,000 free bet. Just that easy. And make sure you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet so they know we sent you. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And hey, also we're giving away an autographed Lawrence Taylor or Brian Dawkins jersey. Contest completely free. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast, hit subscribe, comment on a video. Again, each video is a new opportunity to enter, and then turn your notifications on so you don't miss us contacting you when you've won the contest, friend.
You got it all in. LT or Dawkins.
Yes.
Two greats. One greater than the other, though. All right. You want to look at last week's Milly Maker?
Yeah, let's see how'd someone win $1 million. Let's figure it out. Work backwards.
Horrible fucking lineup again. That's how. You want to hear this?
Should we explain to people how they're not playing the right way?
It's been a good year to not play the right way. Burrow again. He 42 got home at only 6,900. Nice. So Burrow, listen to this. Burrow was 17% owned. He was stacked with Jamar Chase, 15% owned, Tyler Boyd, 5%. So nice job on the Tyler Boyd double. Did he bring back any Falcons? No. Probably that was probably sharp this week.
Oh my God, Ryan, listening to fantasy podcasts, the nerds have lost their mind. You are in a negative game script for the majority of the game, Arthur Smith. You draft two top 10 that you wasted 2 draft picks in the top 10 for elite level pass catchers, and you don't use them even when you're down.
They're also elite level blockers. They're big guys.
Kyle Pitts is a big guy.
What do you mean? Kyle Pitts is big for a receiver, for a slot receiver,
not for a tight end.
No, but I do think it's funny. I'm still being reminded how many air yards that Kyle Pitts is running.
His average depth of target, Kyle Pitts is amazing. I mean, the problem is the Falcons don't throw the football.
We're such squares over here. We can't. Anyway, so no bring back with Atlanta. Then we had a Derrick Henry, Paris Campbell game stack that came home. Again, kudos to you for finding that one out. And then just randomly, we threw in Braxton Berrios, who got 7.2, low percentage though. Congratulations, didn't do shit. Evan Ingram 2.3, still sucks. Confirmed. I don't know if you saw the video floating around of him waving to the Giants crowd. Of course, lots of Giants fans and Jags.
Yeah,
but he was waving as they were winning with 10 minutes left on the clock. Evan Ingram can go fuck himself. 2.3 points. It was a snowflake, the only one in the lineup. And then Josh Jacobs, who was owned by 46% of the field, got home 39 points. And Dallas defense, disgusting act, got home. I was on.
That is a disgusting act.
I was close on the prop show. I had the right game, wrong defense. Would have never played it.
1v1 away from playing the Dallas defense.
I was 1v1 away from hitting that. So 226 was the winning score. So.
Shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat firing up for a Tuesday early morning show. Anthony saying LT, Dan F and Jones, Research Flat Earth saying Phillies winning the World Series in 6. Anthony Thomas saying Bears, who picked them? I don't think anyone. Terrell Furman, I have arrived. Mike Robb saying if he wins the LT jersey, can we make Sean wear it for an entire Sunday? We'll see if you win, sir. We'll see if you win. You got to comment on the video, subscribe. And again, I could be involved in the picking process. So, and
before we get to
careful with your comments.
It's certainly
the randomizer seems to have a bias.
Yeah, it's certainly not me. That's it's worth noting too, before we start talking about football, but your Eagles are playing a team, your Phillies are playing a team from Houston.
Yes.
Texans and Eagles have a game smack dab in the middle of the World Series.
Well, it's interesting because they the one day off.
Can you put the X-Files music on, please? Did the NFL make a phone call over to baseball, get Belichick in the room, get all the great cheaters in the room, and find a way to make sure that this would tee up and line up with making Thursday night football relevant again?
Thursday night football, next Thursday night football will be Eagles at Texans.
What's more important? Is that a day off too for the World Series?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it lined up perfectly.
How did they do that?
Well, and then
how
again,
did they do that?
That's if it gets to those games. We'll see.
Was Vince McMahon involved in the planning of this?
I don't think the Phillies are going to let it go back to Houston, but it could be Houston Friday and Saturday as well, or in Houston for the World Series.
And is this where we have to hear people talk about how what a great time to be a sports fan?
What a great time to be alive, right?
It's a great time to be a sports fan all football season, because that's all that matters. Laser focused right here.
I did get some feedback on the laser sound effects.
They don't like it?
No, one guy really liked it. He said the only problem is not enough lasers. So there you go, sir.
We did randomly get a review recently that told us our soundboard was sophomoric, and
I thought that was a compliment.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't think the person meant it as a compliment. So I think we just need to.
If you're using sophomoric as an insult, you shouldn't be listening.
Make sure that you're leaving a review for the show and you're pointing out how awesome the soundboard is. Even if you want to go in and update your old review to include a mention of the soundboard.
Ryan, I'm surprised you didn't read this review. This is a 5-star from L Empress at Rio.
I'm not a self-centered human being, Sean. That's
he wrote this review, and hopefully he submitted it for Merch Monday. His review is funny guy. The funniest guy is the non-comedian. ... Ryan. So there you go, Ryan. Congrats. Solid positive.
I'm not going to bring up something that's clearly making fun of you.
No, I have a thick skin as a non-comedian.
You are the comedian. That's
okay.
why it's an insult. He's saying that you're a pro. I'm an amateur.
But that you're better.
Some might say I represent the people, and you're big gambling. You're corporate gambling over here. You do this for a living? What the fuck?
I always prefer amateurs, Ryan.
I've never done stand up. Sorry.
No,
Well,
you did.
That's actually
you
not
did
true.
when we were doing the comedy garage.
Why don't we have random old standard def video?
Ryan actually roasted Nikki Glazer, which is pretty funny because Nikki Glazer is very famous now.
Was she the one we made cry, or is that a different one?
That was one of her friends.
It was hard. It was good thing this was pre iPhone recording and pre cancel culture.
Ryan would definitely be
podcast would have never gotten off the ground. Shout out to Nikki Glazer. Hope she's doing great.
All right, let's do it. Now I'll let the YouTube chat decide which lineup they'd like to give me out. Like for me to give out. I give out
2 dreamboats here?
Do I give out my Tua lineup? That's right. I do have a Tua lineup. #Island Strong.
It's like the 2 shoulders.
Ryan says maybe a little chalky.
Can we Photoshop Sean with a Saint Hurts and a Devil Tua on each shoulder?
I do have a Jalen Hurts lineup, which Ryan's thinking is not going to be owned that much because he's the most expensive.
Gun to my head, Jalen Hurts or Tua, who has more ownership this week? Tua.
I would say Tua because he's cheaper, but I don't know. I'm looking at the quarterbacks. I'm having a tough time guessing the ownership. And then you want to talk about not owned is Andy Dalton. So Andy Dalton, Jalen Hurts or Tua. Terrell's saying not Tua, whatever the other one is. What would you prefer, Ryan?
I want to hear the Tua lineup because I think
you want to hear the Tua lineup. You want to spit in the face of Terrell, your fellow Giants fan.
I mean, look, I want to hear you not just give. People are getting upset over your. They don't like the Sean Green system plays. Too much Eagles in the DFS lineup. Too much Zach Ertz on the prop show. So I'm saying go Tua. Plus,
that guy really had the worst timing because right after the episode where he started chirping off about my system plays is the one where I cashed Juwan Johnson 2 touchdowns 30-1. So I'll give out the Tua. That was my first instinct. I'm a gut handicapper. Terrell, of course, saying give out Dan Jones lineup if you want $1 million. I'm going to stay away from $1 million, Ryan.
Feels a little.
I'm going to give out my Tua lineup. Give me Tua Tagovailoa. $6,200. Miami Dolphins going up against the Detroit Lions in a dome. Massive game for the offense loading here. I mean the Detroit Lions defense is completely fallen apart.
Yeah, it's hard to argue this one, right? Detroit has just been an absolute funnel for fantasy points into your lineup, both on the team and against it, but even more against it. You look at some of the home games they played. I mean, Washington, Philly, they all the road teams have smashed so far. So which is probably why he'll be chalky. But who knows? Maybe Tua. The fact that he's Tua and some of those interceptable balls that I see them floating around. I need social to bring media, back the compilations of those the drops by Pittsburgh's defense. If that was Daniel Jones,
Mike McDaniel,
they would be murdering him. If that was Justin Fields, I've gone full circle on Justin Fields. I'm now sympathetic Fields. Because
he went to New England and got a road win.
You watch
on
the
Monday
way
night.
He fucking runs. They were spying him.
Yeah,
and he just said, "Fuck you, spy."
No, they need to run the Dable like offense for him. Brian,
I like that you called it that.
Mike McDaniel pointed out Tua has the most catchable ball he's seen. Well, someone's got to tell the Steelers because they were not catching those catchable balls.
I forgot that was a thing.
Kramer, what do you got? Who's your quarterback? What are you going with?
I'm getting funky this week. I considered playing Jared Goff. I thought it might be a little lame to play the same game as you.
Okay,
but he's interesting this week.
You like that? You like that?
Specifically because I'm fixated right now on Mostert as an interesting way to fade Tua.
100%,
or at least maybe fade the hype of the receivers in Tua. That being said, I got off that game. I also have a Hurts lineup and a Dan Jones lineup locked in, but I didn't want to do that either. So I went over, and fuck you if people are playing Sam Ehlinger this week.
Really?
Which I shout out to them for just being real gross, real gross. But that team sucked with Matt Ryan, and they really didn't want to take Matt Ryan out of the game. It took an injury to quote bench him. So I went to a guy coming off a bye. I went to a guy who's super easy to stack, and I went to a guy who no one is going to play this week. Give me Matt Stafford.
Really?
$6,000.
Wow.
He's well rested. Maybe the elbow's feeling better. We know where I'm going with the stack. And
Ben Skoranek,
the decoy. I think.
I mean, he's doing better than Allen Robinson. No, I love the
I think
Stafford.
there's a fun contrarian way to bring this back.
Well, Ryan and Research Flat Earth tossed it out in the Cousins. I think that Arizona Minnesota game could catch a decent amount of steam.
You like that?
And happy 7-year anniversary to that sound drop. The Kirk Cousins.
Wow. Okay.
7 years.
I certainly think we were discussing this before the show. There's an interesting dynamic with the slate this week. You have the Dolphins, Lions, highest total on the board. You then drop down 2 points to Saints, Raiders to 49.5. Then 49 Arizona Cardinals and Vikings. And then after that, it craters down to the Giants and Seattle game at 44.5. So Minnesota and Arizona is interesting. I think Kyler could be interesting because he'll probably be lower owned with that price tag. The game script could help him here. There's certainly a lot of fun ways to play and stack that game. I honestly like it. We'll get to this game maybe later in my lineup. But yeah, so I just think Stafford really popped off the screen to me as someone who very much could have a huge game. McVay pretty good off the bye. I understand it's a Shanahan spot where they're gonna have to show daddy, but Shanahan's defense just came off an all time. I believe the Outsider said this was the first time. Maybe it's only 8 times in history it's happened where a team had a total DVOA of over 100, like the Chiefs did against the Niners last week. So Stafford 6-1, or sorry, Stafford 6,000. Let's go.
This was one of the easiest decisions of the week. I'm going to have him in a ton of lineups. I don't care how chalky he is. Give me Kenneth Walker III, AKA, he has a nickname called K9. Dog. This dude is a straight dog. $6,500. This is the guy that gives the Giants trouble. Love Kenneth Walker this week. And I know he's coming off a massive game, probably going to catch a ton of ownership. DK is a little banged up, but deservedly so. And Seattle's offensive line is much better than I thought coming into the season, and I think they've exceeded their expectations. So Kenneth Walker, 6,500.
It's hard to hate it. Just make sure you got a gas mask to keep all this chalk from getting in your throat.
No, the way he jumps through the line, like that is just going to be a tough matchup.
All right, so I told you I wanted to ensure the contrarian nature of this lineup. I went right to the top of the running back board, and I brought it back with Christian McCaffrey. We know Shanahan owns McVay, so if this does turn into Stafford negative game script and they're up big, McCaffrey, this is the game we want. He only got like a handful of touches last week. Obviously, they're going to ramp this shit up. Big divisional game here. Got to bounce back off that ass beating. 8,700 for Christian McCaffrey. What do we used to say about this guy? Under 10K auto play. 8,700. Shanahan's going to really roll it out this week. Love it. Because now people are talking shit about him for this trade. And Shanahan's going to extra want to show people that getting McCaffrey was the right decision. So I think McCaffrey has.
Well, and now it looks like now did you see the Debo hamstring stuff? Debo's dealing with a hamstring. So
it it doesn't sound like he could. I mean, you think he's going to miss time? Because if that's the case, then I didn't see that. I saw that he had a lower leg injury that was minor and shouldn't keep him out of time.
Yeah, I think hamstrings are weird because guys usually play through them.
Especially a guy like Debo.
Yeah, I think he's going to play through it, but is he going to be 100%? And are they going to limit his workload? I think what I'm saying is I think he's going to have less rushes than normal, which will free up even more opportunity for Christian McCaffrey's. All right.
Unrelated, I'm just seeing people talk about their handles in Discord. I think there's actually a way for us to link these things. So I'm gonna have the tech team look into it. Shout out to the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All right, I gave out a quarterback and a running back. You gave out a quarterback and
one running back.
A running back. So give us the next
second running back. I mean, you want to talk about a dog? Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh wow, okay. Is this going to be chalky too? Because we're both on it. I have him.
No,
too.
I don't know that it's. I mean, okay. He hasn't done anything. I think actually people might be a little frustrated with Washington and bail off him. Indy's defense has not been good against the running back, and Brian Robinson Jr. like he's getting insane volume, and he's only $5,600. I don't know. Again, I'm worried less and less. We're seeing chalk come through, so I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm not super worried about it. And actually, Indies, I'm double checking. They are like overall their numbers have been good on the running back, but I don't know, man. I just saw I'm just going eye test like Derrick Henry really whooped their ass.
It was a volume play, and again, it certainly makes sense. Like I love it. I like the reason I like the Brian Robinson angle is less about me wanting. I just wanted to get the Commanders defense in the lineup. I wonder how popular they'll be because of the Ellinger. I mean, this was a play before Ellinger got named as the starter. I was because I wanted to fade Matt Ryan again.
Well, yeah, and then Taylor Heineke. Like you watch Taylor Heineke. The nerds again were like losing their mind of like off target throws. Ron Rivera, not an offensive whiz by any sense, but one, we know he doesn't like Antonio Gibson. Two, likes pounding the rock, and you want to limit how much damage Taylor Heineke can do in a very winnable game against the Colts in a dome. Brian Robinson Jr. just makes so much sense.
Yeah, it seemed it was probably the first thing I put in here after the stack. All right,
so why don't you go first? Your receiver, Ryan.
Oh,
or I'll go back to me.
Dosey doing over here. You go first all the time.
Tyreek Hill. I mean, you got
what? How hot with Tua?
Well, and they're coming off kind of a bad game for him. 7 for 72. Again, like Tua didn't look that great in that game at home.
He looked horrible. He's
and that's why I don't. Ryan, I think
he's unbelievable at looking bad good.
Yeah,
like it's like Lamar. We focus so much on Lamar's really bad throws. But for some reason, for this year, we're focusing so much on Tua's good throws, and we're ignoring the really bad throws because he's putting up crazy numbers. He's still so many bad throws. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
shitting on your quarterback.
No. I, and that's why you said you thought he's going to be super owned, and maybe you're right because people just look to fade the Lions defense. But
I think
I do imagine him looking so bad on Sunday night has to hurt his ownership a little bit, right?
They won. It's Detroit. I hear you, but that would be my angle. Like I definitely hear what you're saying though. All right, my obviously Cooper Kupp 9,600. Yeah. McCaffrey and Kupp in the same lineup. How diabolical, Sean. How did I do it? There's not much to add here. What you want to talk about Cooper Kupp? He's coming off a horrible 8-target game against Carolina, where they relatively looked like they were trying to get to the bye. Other than that, 28, 29, 16, 35, 34. Okay.
I mean, I overall like the strategy. I guess my only concern for you is that I feel like these 49ers Rams games, it's a division game. It ends up being a bloodbath. These games end up being way uglier is my concern. Like I keep looking to go in these like non-conference.
You said
games.
This last week. You're like, I'm not doing division rivalries.
Well, and look, the game that popped was the Bengals Falcons, right?
It's true.
My next one, I'm obviously going to put in Jalen Waddle as well. He was dealing with that shoulder thing, didn't slow him down at all. Still got 4 for 88. He's due for a touchdown. And yeah, I mean, going up against this Lions secondary, I think they could do a ton of PPR stuff too, because it seemed like they're very cognizant of like, hey, Tua has a bunch of brain injuries. Let's get rid of the ball. And then Tua still ends up scrambling, and he had 2 head first dives. And so it's like,
which you gotta love that, right?
Well, I mean, shout out to Tua because he is a dog. He's putting it all on the line. I respect these dudes that are putting their bodies on the line. It's just hilarious. Like the pearl clutching NFL fans, like, I don't know if I can watch because he's gonna hurt his brain. And then Tua's like, I don't give a fuck. Dive in head first. Like Tua's a grown man.
Pearl clutching.
Have you not heard that expression?
No, it was you're gonna want to go to youtube.com.
Oh, my pearls.
Sports gambling podcast.
I can't watch. I turn away. It's too violent. Yeah, fuck off. Everyone loves football. Let's go. Kramer, what do you got?
All right, so I've spent a lot of money, so I'm trying to save other places. So looking to get involved in the Minnesota Arizona game in a cheap way. I'm heading over to a guy coming off a 5-target game before the bye week, and that's KJ Osborne. I think he is interesting. His work is fairly consistent. at home, especially. And I think it's very obvious you're going to want to look to take away Jefferson. I think Cook hasn't been the same guy he's been in the past. So yeah, like I said, looking to get involved in a high total game that could be a shootout for cheap. 4,200 KJ Osborne.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially in that game, just dome. Two teams that Vikings are right up there as far as like most points allowed to receivers. Surprisingly, I mean, look at what you want to talk about a division game that did go off, that Bears Vikings game where Justin Fields came in and really I think had one of his better games, and they've been bad against scrambling quarterbacks. So I think a Kyler stack with like a Jefferson bring back and like or even
I feel like I've done too many Kyler lineups this week. Otherwise, that was in play.
Well, and also Ryan, you were first to break the news that this is the weekend to fade Kyler Murray.
Well, that's the other thing I'm worried about.
Because of the because he's had a lot of time to really dive into the Modern Warfare game. Hey, before we get to our next picks, shout out to No House Advantage. You love player props, right? I mean, you're listening to a DFS podcast. Of course, you got some takes on overs and unders, and why not get paid on those hot takes? First off, if you play their pick'em contest, you can win up to $250,000. It's again, it's DFS, but instead of like players and salaries, it's over under. Very fun and easy way to. I mean, you can really $250,000, and I think a lot of these contests, they probably don't want me telling you this, but I don't think a lot of these contests completely fill. So there are some massive overlay opportunities, and you look at like
almost everyone doesn't fill.
Right. There are so many other DFS companies where there's like a ton of optimizers and strategy and articles and podcasts, and like watered down. No House Advantage is new, so if you're sharp, I think you can really do well in these contests. Or even if you're not sharp and you get lucky.
If you're sharp like us.
Yes. Super sharp, razor sharp. Or you can go against the house. You can go 5-0, win 20 extra money. Again, not only NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, MMA, NASCAR. Just go to nohouseadvantage.com. Use the promo code SGPN. Get a first deposit match up to $25. Nohouseadvantage.com. Promo code SGPN. They got you covered. All right, for my third receiver, Ryan, I'm in a bit of a conundrum here.
Let's talk about it.
Okay,
because I was in the depths of the money too.
Okay, so I have $4,500 for this slot.
The slot, how's the slot?
It's gonna be good, Lenny. And I'd like to use all $4,500. I'm down between two candidates here. Do I take Paris Campbell at home? No idea what he's going to do. He's coming off a massive game where he had 10 catches, 17 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay.
Or do I go Mac Hollins with the idea maybe the Saints get Marshawn Lattimore back? Mac Hollins has been getting double-digit fantasy points every game, and he's coming off a game where he had a touchdown. So is he going to get another one? Although Saints maybe roll coverage.
You're a big Mac Hollins guy.
Yeah, you know what? I love Mac Hollins. I'm gonna put him in there.
Isn't it just a brand play?
Yeah, it's a brand play. All right, so Mac Hollins is my third receiver there, $4,500, and he really is the true number 2 in that offense, especially with no. I haven't seen is Waller back yet. I would imagine not. He seemed like he was going to miss some time.
I don't know what's up with Waller. I thought he wasn't hurt in the preseason. I thought it was a contract thing, but then it turned out to not be a contract thing. Like, do you understand it at all?
No, I really don't. It seems like a lingering thing. I'll look up his injury status, but usually like stuff like that.
It just seems like maybe you should have played in the preseason instead of holding out, dude.
Yeah. And Matt Collins has a chance to win you $1 million because his game against the Titans where he had 8 catches for 158 yards and a touchdown, and he was like $3,000. I think I was on him that weekend as well. You gotta the insane upside is there is what I'm.
We need the origin story for some of these guys. Like clearly they're inside the old heart.
Wow.
And you can't let him out.
He was just a guy.
Tariq Cohen level, this guy.
No, he was a guy I was on early on in the Eagles. Like he had super fast speed. He had an awesome bomb in 2017 from Carson Wentz where it just toasted him. He had so much potential, played on special teams. He was just a guy that was always kind of close and never did anything. And now
You just fell in love.
No, Derek Carr fell in love. He was the one that fell in love, and he's using them as like one of their go-to guys.
All right.
Matt Collins, 4,500. What do you got, Ryan?
All right. So, the right thing to do is always double stack and get your tight end in there. Higbee was dealing with an ankle injury. He's coming off a very bad game, 2 targets. Before that, 10 and 14. Unless they've magically dusted something off, I think we're going to see the same offense. Allen Robinson seems to be a toy they use around the red zone only, and there's just no one else other than the decoy baby. Who that's just not sustainable to assume a defense is going to think you're Cooper Kupp every time. So give me Higbee 4,200.
Wow. Yeah. I like the Higbee play. Ryan, do you think I should, I'm not going to blow this lineup up, but there's certainly a world where I play the Dolphins tight end.
Gesicki?
Yeah.
This is the matchup to do it.
No,
it's going to be contrarian. People think.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, I forgot. I need a bring back in the Detroit game. I'm booting Matt Collins, putting back in Khalif Raymond.
Oh, I like this late
at
swap.
4,300.
Late swap.
For my tight end, I'm going rando here. I'm going Austin Hooper. Seems to be getting a little bit more work with Treylon Burks out, coming off his biggest game of the season. Three targets, 3 catches, 56 yards. Unless you can find me a better tight end at 3,000, I think I'm going with Hooper.
We were just talking about it pre-show, but Myrick will be on the field for the Giants almost every down, and the Seahawks they've given up the most points to tight ends. So I don't want to talk you into a late swap here, but
no, I'm gonna go with Hooper. I like and again, Houston's defense. We've seen it firsthand, Ryan. They're just dog shit. So I'm gonna stick with Hooper here.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I in the line building this lineup, I ran into a bit of a pickle. Where do I maintain I plan on playing the Commanders defense because of the correlation, because of the new quarterback. But do I destroy that to allow myself to get up to to a slightly better caliber of player in the flex, which I haven't given out yet?
I'm always a advocate for spending down on defense.
All right.
How much is Washington's defense? Oh, they're only 2,600.
They're only 2,600. They also might be. That could also lead them to be a pretty chalky option, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't overthink defense. I would just try and go cheap. And
all right. So then I have 4,000. We were talking about this before the show, and I figured it'd be a good. And oftentimes there's easy to find guys to slot in at that price, but this week it's tricky. Who's your favorite $4,000 play this week, or less? Flex any position.
4,000 or less.
There aren't many of them. Kyle Pitts is in the conversation. I'll quickly kind of scroll through because there aren't a lot. Zacchaeus and Kyle Pitts are both in the conversation because they play a Carolina team that seems like they can give up a couple yards, but Kyle Pitts is still Kyle Pitts. If you crush yourself, it's horrible that the running back floor. You can tease yourself with a backup Bears receiver. Freiermuth and Gesicki come off the board or come off the screen to me as like, okay, I'm playing a 2 tight end situation, but Freiermuth coming off 9 targets, I don't see that changing this week. And like we talked about, Gesicki is going to be super contrarian this week. In a spot that's interesting. How much is Raymond?
Well, what about Equinemius St. Brown? He's only 3,900. He seemed to get
He's
a decent.
The guy. He's related to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He's had some touchdowns. He seems to be involved more in the offense, going up against Dallas. I would imagine
a horrible matchup.
I would imagine Dallas puts Diggs on Darnell Mooney.
So I feel like we've missed the Shaheed week, but he's 3,800.
I don't mind him. I would certainly play him over Callaway. Barrios is kind of interesting, depending on, I don't know.
It's just a weird week because there's not much down in the dumpster. There's a lot like Eskridge is interesting because potentially is he going to get more targets with DK maybe missing, but now it sounds like he might not be missing. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, all right. So it doesn't sound like you have great advice for me.
No, I'm sticking by. Oh, actually, you know what? I found it. Tyquan Thornton, 5 targets, 1 reception. They're looking to get him involved. Highly inefficient.
What happened last week or yesterday? Monday night.
He just laid an egg. It was, it was Zappy.
Mac Jones quarterback coach controversy.
I mean, again, if you're playing GPP, Tyquan Thornton at 3,800 is the play, Ryan.
Because he hit and then he missed, and so now everyone's off of him again.
Yeah, I mean he's consistently getting the targets. They have done a designed run to him, so I think he's the guy.
Shout out, the bots are here.
Bots are here, Ryan. I've tossed the bots. I also tossed my tight end. I've replaced him. Breaking news
again.
Irv Smith Jr. is now my tight end at $3,500.
That's a fun play.
Just like that spot and want to get a little piece of that game. Moving over to my flex spot, Chris Olave. I mean, this guy is just a beast. Like him at home going against this Raiders defense. I mean, coming off a 14 target game. I know game script wise they were behind a lot in that Arizona game, but kind of similar. And they get the Thursday bye or the Thursday mini bye. Dalton clearly likes him. It seems like they're going to stick with Dalton. He's just a tough cover. So I'm Chris Olave 6,000. Like him a lot this week.
Wow, I love how all over the place you are. This is excellent.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just you're late swapping. You're swapping tight ends multiple times.
We're having fun. Well, you know what it was, Ryan, and I'll get to my defense now. I'm going Commanders defense. I was going back and forth between either Seattle or Washington's defense, but the upside with Sam Ehlinger is just so high.
Sorry, I was seeing if I wanted to hold. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to make another. The other variation of the Stafford stack is you go super contrarian. Do you play Van Jefferson instead of Higbee? He's designated for return. It's just so risky.
I don't like Van Jefferson.
All right.
I mean, just as a play.
No, I'll keep Thornton. I like the angle. 5 targets down there.
So then, what are you doing tight defense? You're going Commanders as well.
Hold it. I'm hodling.
So I realized there was some swapping around. I'll rattle through my lineup again. Tua, Ken Walker III, aka K9,
Dog.
Brian Robinson Jr., Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Khalif Raymond on the bring back, Irv Smith Jr. as my tight end, Chris Olave in the flex spot, and Commanders defense. Locking it in.
All right. Stafford, McCaffrey, Brian Robinson, Cooper Kupp, KJ Osborne, Rondell Moore. Did I ever give out Rondell Moore?
No.
We skipped over that somehow, right? To the tight end.
Okay. Rondell Moore.
Well, that was my game stack with Osborne, 5,100. So Osborne and Rondell Moore. Again, Rondell Moore on the field, 2 snaps less than D-Hop. So he's still on the field a shitload. We'll see if he gets any work. And then Higbee, Thornton, as Sean guided me.
Thornton's a good play.
Commanders defense.
Yes. Although I'm going to be missing. I got to play Mac Hollins in something. I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you. Mac Hollins.
You had all these Mac Hollins notes.
Then I forgot. I wanted to do some bring back in that game because I do think it is it's a good spot. All right, I'm putting Mac Hollins in my Andy Dalton lineup in case anyone's worried. Hey, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, comment on a video for your chance to win an LT or Brian Dawkins autographed jersey. Also, make sure you get in our World Series prop contest. $200 cash and a $200 gift card to the winners exclusively in the SGPN app.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Sean, it's already week 8.
Kramer. Let it ride.